And then the federal election came along and I thought, okay, you've been complaining a lot, so why don't you front up and have a crack yourself? I'm standing up at this federal election and I'll tell you what, it's the greatest thing I've ever done. We've been getting around talking a fair bit and you have to talk quite a lot at times, so it's going to be really hard to truncate it all in a minute. But I got to a point where we were just having the biggest protest movement that the country has ever seen. Including the Vietnam moratorium. And towards the end of last year, there was over 500,000 of us gathered for 5 weekends in a row at the bottom of the steps at Spring Street. And we were admonished, and we were humiliated, and we were mocked by the institutions of state that I always grow up thinking that we're meant to support us and look after us.
Serve us.
And serve us, indeed. You serve us. Remember that? And then the propaganda arm kicked in, of course, and made out there was only, 257 of us. And it's absurd. I just went at such a dangerous point because when the propaganda is that far out in the open, that overt, you're at a really dangerous point for the culture. And I couldn't continue just to protest. I couldn't keep to stand with a megaphone yelling at a bluestone building that wasn't listening to me. And then the federal election came along and I thought, okay, you've been complaining a lot. You know a lot about what these politicians should be doing, so why don't you front up and have a crack yourself? So that's why I'm standing up. And I'm standing up too because we're driving up here and I got my son to Google the local member of Menzies, Kevin Andrews, elected in 1991. Bob Hawke was the Prime Minister. This is what we're suffering under, just like career politicians. Career politicians that get in there and stay in there forever. And then what's he going to do afterwards? Get a diplomatic post somewhere overseas? I'm not in there for that. I've come to it later in life, as I suspect our founding forefathers thought it was meant to be, after you've done well in the society, in the culture, to give back to the society and the culture, not just continue to take and take and take from it. And all those small business people that suffered throughout the lockdowns more than anybody else, who was their voice? I thought Kevin Andrews was meant to be their voice. The moniker of his electorate, Menzies, that's exactly what he said in his 1942 Forgotten People speech. It was for the little people, for the forgotten people, the people that weren't protected by big business, weren't protected by the union movement. Where are you, Kevin? Gone missing.
Retired.
Yeah, retired on the job. It's not good enough. So that's why I'm standing up at this federal election, and I'll tell you what, it's the greatest thing I've ever done. Before you pay a price, I was told when I got here, the guy I played alongside in Neighbours for a long period of time, who played my son, has just written a farewell to everybody in Neighbours on Instagram because the show's met its demise, excluding my name. Excluding my name. Because that's what he has to do to stay inside of that industry. And that's what we all have, because it's politic. He would not want to be seen to be thanking me because of what I'm doing. I know it, it's a reality, but when it hits you, when it hits home, you go, oh shit, this is what I'm doing. But ultimately, it's fantastic. Because if no one does it, where's this culture going to go? Where are we going to go, guys? Where are we headed? Communism, 101. Or New World Order, whatever you want to call it. Is it going to be the UN and the WHO and the WEF, or is it going to be the CCP and a social credit score? All of it's putting real pressure on us as a people and on our nation state. And I want to stand up proud and strong for a country. It's been a fantastic country and it should continue to be a fantastic country. And that's just slightly over a minute, so I'll probably stop.
spoken by D. Richardson, authorised by D. Richardson, Melbourne.